Hello and welcome to the Cozy Painter. My name is Sky, and this is KK Slider, an anthropomorphic guitar-playing dog from the world of Nintendo's Animal Crossing. KK Slider is the first character you meet in the first Animal Crossing game. He introduces the concept of the game in his opening dialogue. You're striking out on your own for the first time, moving to a new town and starting the next chapter of your life. KK talks about the joys and freedom that independence can give, and also the loneliness that solitude can bring. Still, as he goes on to state, if you've got some really tight friends somewhere nearby, then you know it'll all work out. I think that KK's message can be interpreted in ways beyond just moving out for the first time. We all inevitably face big decisions that take us out of our comfort zone, like quitting a stable job that you no longer find joy in, pursuing a romantic interest in a potential partner, or creating something from your heart and putting it out into the world. These can be fulfilling and prosperous endeavors, but they may not always go the way you want. And if you do make that first big step and stumble, having a support system of friends and family can be the difference between quitting and getting back up to try again. Community, big or small, is what allows us to be bold and to take those big steps in our lives. And Animal Crossing is a game about building community. It all sounds pretty grown up for a game made for kids. Animal Crossing is not a series that I would put in my top 10 list of all time. However, it does have a special place in my heart. The original Animal Crossing game, ignoring Animal Forest, the Japan-only N64 iteration, was released for the Nintendo GameCube in the US on December 14th of 2001. I remember going into an electronics boutique with my grandma to buy a game that wasn't Animal Crossing. I had never even heard of it at the time. The sales rep upsold me on the game by telling me it was like The Sims. Now, for you kids out there, the original Sims game for the PC was a monstrously successful title, a pop culture phenomenon that became the best-selling PC game of all time, until The Sims 2 came out, that is. The sales rep had me hook, line, and sinker. I don't even remember what the original game I went to buy was. This quaint life simulator that I had never even heard of really captured my imagination. With its talking animals, catchy kick drum soundtrack, I played the heck out of it for years, until its successor was released. Enter Animal Crossing Wild World, released for the Nintendo DS handheld in 2005. Wild World was everything the original was, but bigger. Well, smaller, since it was on a handheld, but it was more ambitious. I skipped school the day it was released and played all day long. The new game had all kinds of features, but the best part was that you could connect to the internet and invite your friends to play over Wi-Fi. My girlfriend got herself a copy, and we could virtually hang out and chase each other with nets and axes drawn. Remember, this was 2005. Webcams were not common equipment at the time, cell phone cameras had the resolution of a potato, and FaceTime didn't even exist. If you wanted to talk to someone, you either called them, but only after 8 p.m. so you didn't use your minutes, or you used AOL Instant Messenger. Being able to hang out on Animal Crossing was the next best thing to actually being together. The next few games in the series were misfires, in my opinion. They rehashed the same content without adding much to it. None of them had the spunky energy of the first game, nor the ambition of Wild World. I stopped playing the series for years, until the newest game in the series, New Horizons. In Animal Crossing New Horizons, series staple KK Slider has transformed from an aspiring young musician to a full-fledged, globe-trotting cultural icon. The goal of the game's opening hours are to build your community to the point where KK Slider takes notice and deems it worth his time to play there. He's still the same free spirit from 20 years ago, though now I assume with a couple of Animal Crossing equivalent Grammys to his name. Even though he only showed up on Saturday nights, I still feel like he was part of the Animal Crossing community. A character in the game who wanted to take those big steps in life and had somewhere to land if he fell. He mirrors the player character's ambition. You're making your way in the world and planting roots, and he's striving for his dream, and both of you have community you can lean on when things don't go your way. Animal Crossing is a game series that has provided me with a lot of cozy memories over the years. Sleeping over at Grandma's house and keeping warm and dry on the rare Southern California rainy day. Staying up late, hiding the light of my DS under the blanket as I chased my girlfriend with an axe. Or digging for musical gyroids while we drink our morning coffee before work. Animal Crossing is a cozy backdrop to some of the most important relationships in my life, so I wanted to paint a mini to honor it. And who better to paint than KK Slider, who extolled the importance of relationships all those years ago. KK may be an Animal Crossing superstar now, but this will always be my KK Slider. A young pup busking at the train station on a Saturday night, putting himself out there for the world and following his dream. I want to thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I've been Sky from The Cozy Painter, and until next time, stay cozy.